We are on the road again after our, let's see, what is this, the second incident this year relative to someone hitting us?
So that just even as we pulled into the RV park, the host who was going to guide us down here, he looked at us and he looked at the truck, he looked at us, he looked at the truck, and I was like, yeah, we just got sideswiped not too long ago. So.
I like the black bears. It's the grizzlies I'm not sure about.
Here, water running.
Yeah, here.
Where could it be coming from?
I don't know. Careful! So we've been mooch docking at our daughter and son-in-law's for a few days. And today it's time to head up to the mountains. And we're really hoping it's going to be cooler there because it's been like almost 100 degrees here. So we're still on a learning curve as well with this travel trailer. And I know people who are travel trailer people, they're probably laughing because we're so accustomed to our fifth wheel, set up and breakdown and whatever. So we're having to remember to do the steps in the proper order with this little guy.
Keep forgetting to put the jacks up first, and then we're using this jack to raise and lower, and not realize we have the stabilizer jacks down. I've heard them pop a few times.
Yeah, we put a little pressure on it a couple of times by not raising the stabilizers first.
I'll say a fifth wheel is definitely easier to set up and tear down. This is a little more complicated.
Well, I don't know if it's actually complicated. I think it's just such a different series of steps that
there's more steps
you have to take.
Distribution, get one there.
And I've already done a few things. We've already done a couple of the things before we started recording. We weren't connected to water just because we actually just stayed inside because we had a few issues. We weren't able to use our air because of, I think, some battery issues, but Ken got that worked out. So hopefully when we go back Friday, the AC will work.
One battery issues, it was they have a GFCI, I think that's a little weak. And it kept triggering a weak GFCI when we had the air and the refrigerator on. But I couldn't run the refrigerator on batteries because we had battery issues. So
hopefully
you were kind of right.
We'll get that figured out.
Right.
Good thing about rocks is those will come up usually.
Lance, if you're watching, I love this shroud, but put a hand twist on here. Let's see if I can replace that, because then you got to get a screwdriver out, and if you're locked up and you forget, you have to unlock what my tools are.
Well, I didn't realize you were already connected. We're all good. We just have to lock it up. Whoa, that is so close. Whoa. Okay, that was a little too close for comfort right there. We are on the road again after our, let's see, what is this, the second incident this year relative to someone hitting us? What do you think about that, Ken?
Well, I think this poor truck. So if anybody's looking to buy a slightly worn Super Duty that's been exploded battery, been rear-ended and sideswiped by a Jeep, then we got one for you. You know, because I told my son-in-law, I said, well, the good news is that this truck is now part Jeep because part of the Jeep is still on the side of the truck.
So we were leaving our daughter and son-in-laws, headed up to Estes Park for the rest of the week, and not too far from their house, actually, going to get some dog food for Meka, and sitting in the turn lane waiting for our green light, when all of a sudden all I hear is squealing of brakes. Ken, I think he yelled out something like, she's going to hit us. And I looked up, and in the oncoming lane, this Jeep was spinning around and around, and she hit the median right next to us. Thankfully that was there, because that slowed her trajectory. Tremendous, I'm sure. And hit the side of the truck, and I mean, it damaged it. It wasn't too terribly bad. It certainly could have been worse. We're drivable, as you can see. We're back in it, still headed up to Estes Park. And we are so thankful she did not hit the RV, because had that happened, well, we all know that they don't hold up well against an automobile. But unfortunately, there was a third car involved, and his truck actually was messed up really bad. And he seemed fine at first, but after a while, he said he was really starting to hurt, and I think he's going to end up going to the hospital and getting checked out, which he should. But yeah, so she ran the red light clearly and plowed into him, and then spun her into us, and her story was that she had a green light, so I don't know what she was smoking. So like I said, we're headed on up to Estes. Our truck is drivable, thank goodness, and we'll just have to contact insurance and hope for the best. But one thing we did learn is that Colorado is a fault state, so I think that means that her insurance will cover all of the other parties involved, so that's good. Anyway, hopefully the rest of our trip up here will be better than today was.
Notice we got sideswiped this morning.
Bummer.
We're at a red light, and they try to make a left, and some girl ran a red light, and that was an alliance right there.
Just tell people it's a decal.
Yeah, that's now the truck's part Jeep. That's what I tell people, because it's got part of the Jeep on there. So. Yet another time where you got to love this RV life, where you get to meet up with some friends, and you guys have recognized them, Joel and Tanya from This Is Our Adventure. Pam's taking pictures of them, but we get a chance to meet up with these guys in I don't know how many states it is now, but Florida, Vegas, Indiana. I mean, I'm just counting the states that we met them in, and yeah, it's great. You just got to love that. They're staying not too far from us down in Loveland. We're staying here in Estes Park. And they're just checking the pictures to make sure that they look good. Gotta look good. So we're heading into Rocky Mountain National Park, if you hadn't noticed that from the sign. And yeah, it's third time for us here in the park. And I think we're gonna, there's Joel, and I think we're gonna see some things we hadn't seen before, because Joel's gonna take the big drive up. But
we don't care if it's only a dream. Nothing is really what it seems anyway. Now little by little, in the twilight's gentle flow, in the dance of fading light we grow.
not to get video of the pit toilet, but I'm in here. But I was just looking at the sign, and a lot of these make sense. But do they really have to put this one here? So they got a really nice visitor center and store here. Starting to sprinkle a little bit. But interesting fun fact is this is the highest visitor center in the United States National Park Service at 11,796. And we've already been to the highest point of Rocky Mountain National Park, so we're kind of past that. We're going to start driving down over the Continental Divide, but we're in typical fashion. It's 3 o'clock and we're starting to get some rain and wind and maybe some storms coming here, so we got to be careful. Just a little pro tip: if you come to Rocky Mountain National Park, almost every day about 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you get storms coming in. So the good news is we're going to get to test Joel's wet, high altitude, skinny road, cliffside driving.
Oh, he's an excellent driver.
I'm glad I have the rugged case on the GoPro, so if you guys find this camera after we tumble off the mountain, then at least there's some footage that you can capture. Now again, we got faith in him.
I'm an excellent driver.
Turn around. Yes.
Dad let me drive in the driveway.
As he's literally turned around in the seat.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm good.
Well, Pam knows just how much I love heights, so she's decided to take me on a tram ride to some heights. Look at there.
It's it's the Estes tram.
Estes Park,
Estes
Colorado,
Park
yeah.
tram, and takes you up Prospect Mountain, and
Which is up there.
it's
I don't know if you can
about-
kind of see it or not, but
I think the summit is going to be at about just under 8,000 feet, which is not that high.
no, it's not that high. It's
But,
really, compared to what we did yesterday and just being on some of those, up at 12,000 feet with in the top of Rocky Mountain.
Yeah, but it's a pretty what would be the description? It looks very old.
Well, it is very well. It was
Well,
old,
it's-
and then it's new again.
No, except the tram cars are still the original.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Is
So
there a weight limit on this? Because I just had lunch.
it started in 1955, and it actually has run continuously since then, although it was closed for 2023 because the original owner, his son had been running it and he passed away, and so the family sold it. In 2024 it's under new ownership, and it actually just opened like the end of May, so it hasn't been opened
Yeah,
very
and we're
long.
first thing we're gonna do, we walk in. I don't know how much it costs, but we'll figure that out.
25.
Okay, but I'm gonna check for the safety inspection certificate because that's really important right now.
I'm excited. I like heights, or I should say I don't mind them. Ken, not so much.
Yeah, and it's an open air tram, so let's go check it out. That's all's left to do.
I guess it wasn't meant to be. I guess it wasn't meant to be.
That bell is that's the overweight bell. So we'll get starting out with a problem.
I guess it wasn't meant
All right, well, really wasn't so bad. I mean, you know, I was looking backwards the whole time, which is cool because you get to see the whole city.
I hope we can stand on the front on the way
Yeah,
back.
it all depends on, you know, on where you're lined up in the line. So we're, whoa, and it's chipmunks everywhere. Everywhere. So there's a hike when you come off the tram, and what is it? It's 200.
300, or I'm sorry. Oh, look, he's coming for food.
Hey.
I think you can.
Chase him with a GoPro. That's what you
Well,
do.
they feed them up here. You can pay $1 and get some peanuts and feed them. So
Okay.
they're probably super aggressive for food. But it's a 3/4 of a mile hike up to the summit, which is another 200 or so feet.
Yeah, and it's not the 200 feet or the 3/4 of a mile. We're not really set up to hike. We don't have our hiking stuff on, and it's probably not a bad hike, but
Yeah, it's like
the altitude
this.
is what gets you. And and it looks like it's in full sun. We're gonna go check it out a little bit and see. I'm not sure we'll go to the top. I'm sure it'll be beautiful because it's the west, so you're looking away from Estes Park. But let's go check out what we can see.
Guess it wasn't meant to be.
It was a lot of fun. Wouldn't you say, Ken?
It's good. Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. I don't think we got any videos really of the chipmunks.
I did.
Chipmunk.
I did.
Oh, you
Yeah.
did?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did, yeah.
Chipmunks were everywhere. You could pay $3 for a little tiny bag of peanuts to feed the chipmunks. No, not chipmunk. Yeah, they were chipmunks.
Yeah, chipmunks. Yeah, it's like being at the movies. The food's
Sorry,
expensive.
it's the thin air. It's kind of. I'm not thinking clearly.
All right, and we're trying to go. We got to be somewhere at 5 o'clock for a live for our good friends Dustin and Leslie from Wayward Wags tonight. So we're gonna head out.
Yeah, but that was a lot of fun. If you're in Estes Park, I would recommend doing that. And
It's $25 a person.
well, yeah, the weekends.
Okay.
During the week, it's I think $21.95 or something
Oh,
like that.
well, it's-
$24.95.
Well, it's Thursday, so is this considered a weekend?
They considered it a weekend. I don't know what's up with that. But it's actually a lot of fun, and we showed you, we did the little hike after you got to the top, which that was, you know, something to do too. So make sure you check it out. It's worth the money.
Yeah, kind of.
I guess it wasn't meant to